our heroes. You were returning from your train trip. You had such a fun time, didn't you? Nothing bad happened ever, and you made new friends. Mako stabbed a guy.
Multiple
It was
guys.
great.
I
Yeah,
punched him
Mako's...
for fun.
Yeah. But now you have successfully made it back to the guild, and you guys are given a day of rest before you're able to take another mission. So, as you get there, Kitasha actually has a little messenger pigeon that is awaiting her with a letter that has a blue wax seal on it. And it's handed off to her along with two other letters, each with their own seals, but they kind of look like the inverse of each other. But wonder what those could be.
Who knows? Kitasha's very excited about the two letters, and then when she gets to the one with the blue wax, she just kind of stops, and is staring at the letter, uh, and remembers what she's doing and puts it away, and opens up the other two.
Is this in sight of us, of the two of us?
I'm assuming it's like right in the lobby.
Yeah, the messenger pigeons all kind of gather kind of in a like line up in the lobby. Kind of think of it like your mail slots in like indoor apartment complexes.
Okay, I guess seeing your like potential slight hesitance there, and Joe will come up and just say, "Everything okay?"
Yeah, yeah, I think so. Um, oh, let's just look at these. And Kitasha opens up the two inverse letters, and
And
they are very similar.
they are almost the exact same letter, each from a different twin.
Hmm.
Yeah, if Kitasha would like to read those out to the group, or even to just pass them around, if you just wanted to pass them around, I'll just go ahead and copy it in for them, everyone to read. Or if Kitasha wants to keep it a secret, she could.
No, Kitasha will read them out and add commentary.
Oh, excellent.
Uh, you delight me with your flattery. Ah, well, it's true, of course. Uh, doing well, yes. Guild life, everything I hoped it would be. Yeah, sure. Flower was extraordinary. Never seen a flower like this. Well, that's weird. Um, crystalline and organic. Natural carved gem. New species. Well, we already have that documented, so we don't need to worry about that. Oh. Okay, good. They'll be available for some trial runs. Mako, you're not busy in like a month, right?
I shouldn't be.
Okay, great. This is for us. I mean, Joe, you can join as well, but this doesn't seem in your purview.
Yeah, I'm a little bit lost. Is this one of your parties again?
Uh, no, this is for my twin siblings, Shaz and Speg.
Mhm.
Uh, they are alchemists,
Oh.
and uh they do trial runs for me, at least when I was working, uh, and had my own place. Um, but you know what? End of the month.
So
Do
they're
we know
gonna,
how long? Oh, go ahead.
are they gonna give you some alchemy stuff? Is this is this a sibling thing? Should I get my brother to do this?
Actually, wait. Is Ruby still with your brother?
Yeah, at the moment.
Okay, she might be interested. Maybe your brother. Have I met your brother? I don't think I've met your
I don't think so.
brother. Okay. I mean, he might be interested too. Uh, but I don't. Let's all go. Let's all go. It'll be fun. End of this month. Okay. We'll see if we're back.
Okay. So just again, I'm still a little bit lost. What's actually happening at the end of this month?
Oh, Shaz and Speg will be back.
Like in town?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure you're excited to see them.
Oh, always. They are the best.
Mhm. Well,
But
that
then again, all of my siblings are the best, except for yeah, but he's dead. But yeah, all the rest of them are the best.
what? I'm sorry. Did you just say one of your siblings had died?
Oh, yeah. Um, Let me just scroll down to where all the names are. Oh, yeah. Briscoe, one of my older brothers, he died doing what he loved, stealing things.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think.
Oh, it's fine. I mean, it was nice not losing my shoes every few weeks, only because he wanted to wear them.
So
Uh,
he would steal your shoes.
I mean, he'd steal a lot of things.
Just to be clear, you
Uh,
weren't the one that killed him, were you?
no,
Okay. Well, if you're stealing from you, and you seem pretty cavalier about it all.
it death happens.
Hmm,
It's kind of
I
like I
suppose.
told you on the train. It's inevitable. I'm just glad he died doing what he loved.
Well, I'm happy you're happy for him. I'm gonna extricate myself from this conversation now.
Okay.
Theme of the campaign: death happens.
Yeah. Hey, guess what? So yeah, we were gonna like leave right away, right? We have like a big thing to do and all that stuff.
Got two
Yeah.
other missions, I believe. Just by actually kind of by way of reminder, just quick flashback. Where did we leave exactly off end of last session? Was it just that we arrived back in the city?
Yeah, it was basically just we sped up because I couldn't be in my notes, I couldn't be bothered for another 15 episodes of train arc. Um so yeah, you guys kind of fast traveled on the train all the way back with no hiccups or anything. And you're currently back at the guild hall.
Okay, so last time I believe there were one was an exotic potions dealer helped getting to and from an island in the south. So that's one possible thing we might want to think about. And the other was the Bellhair priestess going to the grove. Um,
I think
I do
we.
wonder if we want. Sorry, go on, David.
I think we've let the priestess wait long enough. I wouldn't want to lose that contract.
Sure. It's been up for
I'm
a while.
maybe she can read the book.
It's
Hmm.
entirely possible. Priests tend to be more knowledgeable in those kind of things.
So we could.
Perfect. We'll do that one.
Although I wouldn't mind if we could leave that till tomorrow, just so I could spend a tiny bit of time with my family and just to say hello and goodbye before we go on another long excursion.
Fair.
Okay.
I'm sure that you both maybe have some other things you may want to do in the city, or if not, I'm sure you could join me instead.
of anything
Yeah,
pressing.
I'm sure we can find something to do.
All right. Well, again, if there's nothing for you in the city, like I say, you're welcome to join me, and I'm sure that would be nice. I'm going. So, what time of day would you say it is at the moment?
You guys got in the morning. It's probably early afternoon right now.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go and do a surprise visit to my brother. I'll pass over his address so you guys can come and join if you'd like to, but if not, then that's fine too. And I'll maybe do some later on
I'd
in the
like
evening. I'll work on Hercules.
I'd just like to remind Joe that both his brother and Ruby are staying at the guild due
Oh, that's
to the
right.
fire.
Yes, that's right. That's right. That's right.
Here's where they
Okay.
are, down the street.
Oh yeah, right here. Okay, yeah, in that case, well, either way, then yeah, that's fine. I'll
More
spend
a room number.
time. Yeah, okay, I'll join them there.
I just want to double check with you guys. Do you want to hold on to the book then and have see if the priestess can see anything with it? Because there also was a brief moment where you guys thought about leaving it with the guildmaster cleric.
Mm,
Who I'm having a horrible moment remembering her name.
Um, I'm tempted to keep the book to ourselves just for a little bit longer. Um, I feel the less people we show, the better for right now, unless it is completely beyond our understanding, in which case, maybe best to involve an expert. But if this book is as important as we're potentially understanding, then I wouldn't want it to be spread too far.
I mean, most Fae encounters we've had have been with trees, and I feel like if we go to a place with trees, there's going to be more Fae encounters.
Do you think there's trees in a place called the Grove? Isn't a grove?
Isn't
Wait, is
that a type of tree?
I thought a
Like
grove was houses of
population?
trees. Maybe I'm thinking of a clearing. Okay, never mind. Can Joe do a mental check on whether or not a grove is a tree or not?
You know what? Joe can roll with disadvantage on
Just for
a
that
nature
comment.
check.
A nature check. All right, so okay. First roll is a nat 20, but we'll be ignoring that one. Second roll is a 22.
Joe knows. Joe has knowledge.
Joe's knowledge. All right. Um, pictures of trees come flooding into his mind.
Joe imagines trees. You don't see very many in Dragonrook right now with how much everything's industrialized, so maybe that was part of his lapse in knowledge.
Well, there you have it, folks. All right, let's You're right. The grove may or trees may lead to more Fey encounters, but regardless, do we want to entrust this book right now with the our local cleric, or save it for this mystery priestess?
I think we should hold on to it for a bit longer. Like, I don't know. I get the sense that if we were to show this book to the priest or to our house cleric, that's a one-way street for the book, and we wouldn't get it back until it's been decoded.
Yeah.
And who knows how long that will be. And I feel like if we show it to someone who is not involved with the guild, then we can potentially still have control over the book for a time being. That's my only concern here.
I'm feeling the same way. Even if this cleric does have the best intentions, I agree that we potentially wouldn't get it back, at least not within the next 24 hours.
Yeah.
All right, let's hold on to it for now, and then potentially bring it up to the priestess on the journey if that's required. While I'm going to spend some time with my family, would one of you mind accepting that mission on our team's behalf, if it's still available, of course, and if not the other one, but just so we can get signed up and then we can get on that sooner than later.
Yeah, I can do that.
All right, sounds good.
Yep. I, for one, would like to get cleaned up from our travels. So I will go ahead and do that. And secretly open up the other letter away from these two.
Spicy.
Mm-hmm.
We briefly cut as Mako goes to accept the letter. Brief cut to Kitasha just screaming into her pillow. And then we go back to Mako, who goes
Oh.
up and sees that, yep, the mission's still there. The potion dealer one is gone, so looks like your guys' choice was the correct one for here. Totally not that the DM tried to make sure beforehand that what mission people wanted so they knew what to prep. Totally not. But yeah, you're able to accept that mission, and you can see on the back that as you accept it, it engraves a location to meet up with the priestess in the morning. It's going to be in the town center area, so that's just going to be right outside the guild. She will meet you there.
All right.
So you have the rest of the day to do as you please. So if you would, Joe has said that Joe would like to go spend time with his family, which he can do a quick hello, goodbye sort of situation, check in with them, see how they're doing. Kitasha is cleaning up and reading some letters. What is Mako gonna do?
Mako doesn't have a lot to do right now. I don't think so, at least. Because I don't know, like is there anyone in the guild who would potentially have a connection or have a knowledge of psionics particularly? Because like Mako's had limited success with Valos's neural enhancers, and she's getting frustrated at this point, I think. And I think in order to keep her mind off of uh anything else at the time being, I think that's probably where she's going to be focusing her energy.
Okay. I would recommend for that Mako would probably go and check in with Kiza,
Okay.
the Artificer Guildmaster. Just from the many things that you've seen Kiza create, they seem to be able to tinker with most things and get it up and running relatively quickly.
Okay. I'll go speak with them then.
Okay. All right. Now, other than reading the letter and washing up, is there anything else Kitasha is going to do throughout the day, or is Kitasha just hiding in her room?
I think Kitasha's just hiding.
I wondered about that.
Mm-hmm. Who could have foreseen it?
Who could have foreseen Kitasha
Mm-hmm.
hiding?
Yeah.
Ooh, whatever could this mean? All right. So as we go through, just to check in, would you guys like to role play out those two scenes, the family dinner sort of thing, as well as the moment with Kiza, or would you like me to just kind of describe how that is and go on towards the mission?
I'd be happy either way, but generally I'd be fine with the mission. But yeah, if there's any like I guess information that they would want to share, we could play that out definitely.
Mhm.
Yeah, if there's any major updates or anything like that.
Yeah.
Well, we'll start with Joe. There doesn't seem to be a ton of new things going on. Seems like the burning hands haven't come near your family at all, at least as of late. Um, your daughter's doing very well with finger painting. She's very excited about that. And
Nice.
shows you the many pieces of art that she's done over the time, and you can see in your brother's eyes that he's so tired at points. But it's fine. It's fine. He's getting it worked out.
Yeah, I think perhaps maybe after she goes to bed, I would talk with Thomas about firstly I would let him know about the situation on the train involving the burning hands, and just kind of talk about that a little bit, and I'd also share or just apologize basically for continually as I have done every time I've come over to that he's been thrust upon the role of parent just to fill in for my my lack there. So yeah, but that will potentially be a bit of more of a conversation and trying to reassure him that it shouldn't be much longer. We're finding leads. I'm hopefully going to be able to track down her soon.
And he'll reassure Joe, like, yeah, don't worry about it. You know, Ruby's a great kid and all these things. And it's more the not living in his own home at this point,
Yeah.
but he's sure that, you know, the military's working on it. I'm sure they'll get to it eventually. Yeah, as time goes on and you have a relatively nice evening with your family.
Nice.
As Mako goes through and has a conversation with Kiza in regards to the enhancers, Kiza will take a moment to look through the tech and will compliment its make. It seems more of the issue with the psionics, at least as far as Kiza can tell, is that it's trying to project from a distance that isn't necessarily feasible with the power that Fritzica has. If you were closer to, like, it seems like Fritzica's already using something to enhance distance, but everything has its limits. While your enhancers are helping you to pick up that signal a bit more, it's still just going to be a case of the closer you get, the more clear it's going to be.
I think the only other thing I'm going to ask Kiza is when you say distance, can we be certain of it at its physical distance? The reason I ask is so far we have dealt with some Fey incursions, and one of the times that we like felt we were close was when one of those rifts was open. Um, do you know if psionics work cross planes, or could that be a distance factor, or is it more likely that I am just physically far away on this plane?
Kiza will stop and seem to be processing a bit, and then from my studies, it does seem as though psionics can travel through planar fields. However, as far as my understanding is, the distance there is different. Rifts open in somewhat similar areas, So it could be that the rift that opened was still a similar distance away, and perhaps you were closer then than you were now. So, even if, say, it's across planes, if the equivalent distance is still the same, it would not matter quite as much.
Okay.
At least from my studies of it. Plane shifts can be quite difficult to document.
Fair. Thank you.
Giza will nod and continue to tinker. Every once in a while, you do notice still, Kiza has glitches. You briefly wonder if there's something that maybe Joe could do, but shrug it off and continue your day.
All right.
Unless there's anything anyone else would like to do.
There was
We-
one thing I thought of just briefly. I think
Oh,
Joe would like to send a letter with the pigeons to one Matilda Topaz, his mother, who lives out in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the countryside somewhere. And he's going to basically ask if she'd be willing to come back to town and basically help out for a bit. She likes her life out in the middle of nowhere and everything, but given the events of the last couple months, I think Joe's just going to request basically that she could back up Thomas. And he's just going to throw it out there and see what happens. They haven't spoken for, they were at least not seen each other for a while. It's probably been close to a year at this point, but yeah. Anyway, that's something he'll send out and just see if she eventually will show up. Maybe.
okay. Well, out of character, you will need to write up that letter and send it to me so I can conjure up
Okay.
the response letter.
Okay.
As Anna in the corner, yeah. I have so many letters.
Someone else. So many letters.
There's so many letters. All right. Unless there's anything else, we will skip time to bright and early the next day. The sun is beginning to peek over the horizon. And you all are getting ready for your day and to start your new mission. Nothing could go wrong.
Never.
And there's no visitors in the lobby, right?
Nope.
Perfect.
All
Nothing
right.
to see.
Nothing to see here.
I guess once we've all gathered, Joe will say, "All right. Is this another one where we just go up to the guy and see what the exact mission parameters are?"
The guy? The
Yeah.
priest?
No, this is me. This is Alec forgetting his name. It's the guy who gives we handed in the missions and he gave us breakdowns of stuff. Talos? No. Was it Talos? Yeah, the Guildmaster. Yeah.
I mean, just as the DM, that's only happened when he has specific missions for you.
Right, okay. I wasn't sure if he was our like default like go-to guy. Okay, that's my mistake.
No, he's the head of the entire guild.
Right, okay. So he wouldn't be involved to just a random job like this. Okay.
All of the information is on the guild paperwork.
Oh, there you go. Let's read it.
The paperwork will say that you are escorting, you just pull up the paper here. There it is. You are escorting Motaji Abid, a young Knoll woman who is a priestess of Belhair, to a land known only as the Grove, which is on the outside of the city of Ilium. She will be meeting you in the town square in the early morning today. and should be pretty noticeable, and it also states that the guild will pay for whichever form of travel you wish to take. Ilium is on a different continent than you're currently on, so you do have the options of either traveling by train once more or by traveling by airship.
Well, just to put it out there, I feel like we simply have to travel by air,
I mean,
having never done it.
the contract's been sitting here for a while. I imagine our speed might be of the essence.
That's a good point.
Well, we can definitely see. Is there no notes on how the priestess prefers to travel?
The only thing that is noted is that she would like to this you notice that this mission has been revised a couple of times because it has been sitting there for a while. That she would really like to get to the grove as soon as possible. And it's been underlined a couple of times now.
All right.
Can't tell you if there's another K.
Potentially air travel then would be the wisest. Just at some point, could we get either her name spelled out or put in the chat or something, just so I could know how to spell it? Because I'm from my own notes.
Sure, I don't know how much it's going to help you. Good luck, because I'm continuing our trend of certain species have names from different areas. Meet another Swahili name.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Otoji.
Yes. But she should be waiting for you guys out in the town square once you guys are ready to go.
All right. I suppose if they're providing for the travel, I suppose that we'll get some form of directions on an airship station or something like that, or the next available journey across to the continent.
Yeah, I hope so. I haven't. The train was super new. An airship is going to be even newer,
Mm.
for me at least. So,
Would it's basically just a ship though, right? It's kind of the same as on the water, just a few different rules, but it's still powered by wind, right?
not all ships are powered by the wind.
Oh,
Um,
well, there you go.
but the when I fly, I have to move differently than if I swim.
That's true. Hmm. I wonder
I
about
don't know.
if I made Hercules able to fly or swim. Hmm. That would be
I mean,
terrifying.
either way, he's going to get wet.
Hmm. And he doesn't do well in moisture. The next version will just be shrink wrapped version of Hercules, just to waterproof him properly.
Shrink wrap?
Hmm. I
Shrink
might pay
wrapped,
This
for
is
that.
or are you just like go over with a healthy dose of silicon? Just filling
That
all the
might work.
cracks with silicon.
Yeah, yeah. Or just like the sort of putty you use for the like in the shower. You're trying to like
Oh
seal
yeah,
them.
he's going to cock up his dog, is what he's saying.
When you put it like that.
also, to be fair, when you said,
There's
"Oh, I'll
there's the
just give him
episode
a more
title.
shrink wrap design," I think of that's what people refer to the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park, because they're shrink wrapped to the skulls, so it's just like a dog skull design now. My influence is reaching.
There was a non-zero chance that I, instead of making Hercules a dog, I was going to make him a small velociraptor at the start of this campaign. All right. Let's go meet this woman.
Yeah, let's go. I did not specify what kind of merchant Vakmu was, but I'm pretty sure he's not. I'm pretty sure he's not an heir.
He's the one we met before, right?
No, we met Batul.
Oh no!
We have not met Vakmu yet.
Magmo is not going to be your airship captain. I'm just going to let you know now.
Why not? It
Because I
makes
already
total
made the
sense.
captain.
But it makes total sense. Is the captain also a tiefling?
No, it's an orc.
Dang. Okay.
Yes, as you exit the guild into the town center, the notes on the notes on your little listing is very definitely true on the it'll be very easy to spot her. Wataji is a young Knoll woman, towering over most of the people around her at a bit over 6 foot tall, though with a very slender build. Almost to the point that Kitasha, you feel a little concerned, maybe, that she's not eating enough. Maybe she might need some more food, and you make a mental note of yourself. Should make her some food,
Feed this
something
woman.
good. Feed
Got
this
it.
woman. She has a very sandy tan coat with dark markings of brown and black and a mixture of stripes and spots and patches. The fur on her arms and hands goes up in a black stretch up her arms. A little bit black in the muzzle, going out into spots and stripes. She has very striking light blue eyes that stand out very clearly against her fur. And she's wearing a very flowy, like A-line sort of flowy, if you can imagine, dress that is a mixture of silks and some tulle, which is blacks and purples that are just sort of interweaving with a lot of draping along the arms. Very, very intricate and not very common for this era. She also has an arrangement of jewelry on her. You can see quite a few black and purple beads that are hanging around her neck and her wrist, which come together with the necklace having a small, you believe maybe raven's skull on the end of it. She is standing by the fountain in the city, in the center of the city square, just calmly standing there, very patiently, sort of just observing the area around her.
When you say that her clothes don't match the area, like
Mhm.
New Dragon's Rook, like, or it's just not in keeping with the fashion that we've seen overall.
It's not keeping as much with the fashion overall. This is more, well, many of the people around you are adopting a more Victorian style. This would be more commonly, like, think a mixture of Indian and, like, traditional Indian clothing mixed with, couple different, like, areas of South Africa sort of mixture. Sort of the traditional clothings of those sort of areas, rather than the Victorian England style that you commonly see.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think Joe will go up and say, "Good morning. I believe, are you Miss Abdi?"
Oh, hello. Are you the guild members who will be leading me on my pilgrimage?
Yes. We signed on fairly recently, so I'm sorry it's quite short notice. I hope that's not gonna be difficult for you.
Oh, quite the contrary. It's not quite short notice for me, but that's quite all right. I'm glad that someone finally did pick up the listing.
Not to come across too ignorantly, but is there a reason why this might not have been picked up? Is the grove particularly dangerous, or is it just more the distance that might have warned some people off?
Uh, um, I think it's more distance. The grove is very peaceful.
Mm.
Um, also, I know uh, the worship isn't as common nowadays, or at least the style of Belhair worship and pilgrimages, and it's not as commonly upheld during these times as they were in older times.
Well, hopefully we can at least get you whatever you need from it.
Mm,
Are you
much obliged.
prepared to leave today?
Yes.
All right. I suppose we can head to wherever the nearest airship station is.
Yes, of course. And she looks at you expectantly.
I turn around and look at Mako expectantly.
Do I know how to get to the air station?
You personally don't, but you know who would know? One of the many cab drivers that are currently waiting out front of the guild.
All right, I will flag one down.
All right, what Fry Crean is gracing us with their presence today? You know what? In honor of all of the ones that have been flocking around us here in Salem and Staten and everywhere, it's a nice stink bug. Little June
Horrified.
I was
stink
like a
bug.
cicada.
No, it's our little flying stink bugs that we can't get rid of. Uh, that will be your driver of the day, and he just looks at you and gently holds out a hand asking for where you would like to go.
All right. I don't think the paper has where we're going, does it?
It has an option. It does say whether or not you want to travel by train or by airship. Though, Mako, I do believe
Yeah,
you
I'll
speak Thrycrane, so you could let him know.
I'll hand him the paper and I'll speak to him in Thrycreen and say to the air station, please, or the airship port.
Mhm. He'll chitter back at you and nod and hand you back the paper, and await as everyone else files into the cab.
Yeah, we're filing.
Kutasha will hold out a hand for the priestess to assist her into the vehicle before
She
entering.
graciously takes your hand and nods at you and slowly steps in and closes the door behind her, and the driver breaks out at Mach 5 speed and starts racing down the road. Not hitting anything, as per usual. The Thrycreen are very good drivers, if not a little fast. And you are on your way to the airships.
Awesome.
Leave it open in case anyone wanted to discuss anything in the cab. If not, we will cut forward.
I think I probably think Joe has some questions for the priestess eventually. You know, maybe on the main leg of the journey, but for now, I think just content to stare out the window.
I think Kutasha will do like small talk.
Mhm.
Um, the equivalent of like, what are you most excited for on the trip? And Kitasha's not gonna ask about any like religious practices. Uh, but we'll ask about like family and um if anything like prompted the trip, pretty much.
Okay, yeah. So she'll let you know that one of the things she's most excited about with the trip is getting to meet um, this now quite old kobold paladin that resides within the grove. Um, she briefly explains the fact of paladins are only chosen of Belhair if they can physically see Belhair amongst them. Belhair usually maintains a more elusive nature, but for the paladins, she is there almost like a mother watching over, and she's very excited to converse with this paladin who's lived so long. And goes on to, she's from a quite large family. She is one of 7 children. And she is fully devoted to the serving of Belhair and has chosen to do a pilgrimage, which is quite common amongst Belhair. It is a tradition to go out on a pilgrimage once you reach, you come of age. But for her, it just has taken a while to try and find where she wants to start. And she thought the best place to start would be going out and meeting at this quite large temple. This is one of the only ones that exists outside of the Kobold homelands.
Okay. And I think for the remainder of the drive, if no one else has questions for the priestess, that Kitasha will commiserate with her about having large families.
Mm-hmm. All right. And as you continue on, you can see that you're driving a little bit uphill now as you're reaching onto what basically looks like another set of docks, but you see quite a few airships just strung out off the side of this little sea cliff. As we remind ourselves that technically Dragonrook is a coastal town, and we just don't acknowledge that very often. Because
We've
the DM...
acknowledged it once.
Yeah. But this is a higher point of the cliffs off into the sea where the airships are currently docked. They are quite magnificent. You can see quite a few different ships that have several decks. You've got huge, like, 3 to 5 mast ships. There's quite a large, extravagant number. And as your Thrycreen driver continues on, he pulls up to one that is the... oh no, I forgot to write the name of the ship. You know what? It is the SS Row.
Huh?
That's what we're going with. The SS Row airship. And as you pull up to it, and your Thrycreen driver pulls to a stop, and the door pops open for you automatically.
Thank you very much.
Yep. Since Kitasha was the last in, she'll be the first out.
Mhm.
And will assist Wataji out.
She will thank you and gracefully step out and wait for the others to join.
Yeah, I'll follow. Joe's probably going to be staring quite openly up to the airship itself and kind of just absorbing it. You see them floating off in the distance like blimps over the sea, but never really gotten up close enough to appreciate how they work and seeing the engineering behind it. So he's probably fully engaged with that, and much less so with anything actually helpful to the group.
It's fair. Joe takes in the craftsmanship that goes into each of these ships and is just enthralled by them. You've now lost Joe's attention completely for the rest of the journey. Joe will now forever be absorbed in the boat.
That's great. From the rest of the journey, I'll be playing Hercules. I will be saying Borf and nothing else.
No, remember, apparently he has a sad Borf now.
Yeah, true. I went to Disney. I got the personality chip. You can get for the
I was
droids and
gonna say
stuff.
Build-A-Bear.
Oh, that too. Both equally valid in this situation.
Yeah. Kitasha will be studying the captains if they're out. If not them, then the crew to see who seems most excited. Um,
Yeah, you can see there are quite a mixture of crewmen that are loading up the ship. There's a mixture of tabaxi and human and orc and oh man, what is that species called? Hold on, I've got this.
Total.
are they
I
humans?
no. Where'd they go? My little devil boys, what are they called?
Tiefling?
Tieflings, thank you. I'm very tired, I'm sorry. Yes, tieflings as well mixed in there. And you can see up towards the head of the ship, kind of directing everyone, there is a very tall, grayish green orc, standing with a very magnificent captain's hat, very wide brim with several feathers poking out of it, as well as a tall and bit heavier set human male who is barking out orders to the crew that are currently loading up the ship. He has dusty, kind of dusty blonde hair that's wind-swept back, and he's standing there with very clearly the first mate and is continuing to give orders out to the rest of the crew as you guys approach the boat.
Kitasha, not knowing if this works, will signal to the captain in the way that other in a way that is typically used in Akamoros.
Mhm.
Um, in that it's going to be like this. It's going to be like up here, but
Mhm.
like this, like a big sweep. Um, just to see if that'll help ingratiate them to this captain.
The captain will catch notice of you as you do this, and you see a big, wide grin rip across his face as he repeats the motion back to you and starts making his way down towards you, waving off the first mate to continue giving out orders as he begins his way down.
And Kitasha will like lean over. This will go either really good or really bad. And in Orcish will shout out a greeting. Something. Does he look older?
Yeah, he's probably middle-aged to older for orcs.
So like 40.
Yeah, like 30s,
Yeah.
40s.
Okay. Yeah, Kitasha will do the will shout out in Orcish. Older cousin, do you have space for family?
Ah, cousin! Welcome, welcome. Yes, of course. Where are you looking to travel?
Did Motaji say which where the temple was located?
So the grove where the temple is, in your listing, listed the city of Ilium being the closest drop-off point. The
Okay.
grove is on the outskirts of Ilium.
Okay. We need to get to Ilium. Do the winds carry you that way?
Ah, yeah, we're making our way out there, and that's part of our drop-off for this trek. Yes, you're welcome to come on board. So young, look at you. Still so strong. Like, some of your... Are these you adopted? These your children, or?
Oh, no. They are far too old to be my children.
Oh.
Uh,
Oh, you
and
never know. You can pick up children of any age. It's alright.
they're not young they're not their hearts aren't young enough.
Ah,
And switching to common, um, Kitasha will introduce Joe and Mako and Wataji.
You will also switch to common. Greetings, friends. Please join me upon my boat. I am Naveen. I will be the captain of your voyage.
Was he also a frog?
We go froggy for all of our orcs. It's okay.
Apparently, yeah.
Captain, thank you for inviting us aboard. Would be very happy to join you on board. Do you know how it works? The ship, how it flies?
Blink at you a little bit. And he'll kind of break out to and smile, and then turn to Kitasha and Orcish. Oh, I see what you mean now. Not quite
Yeah,
children, but a
yeah.
little bit.
Kitasha will laugh and reply also in Orchid, just to totally exclude everyone else. Um, uh, yes, they are very capable in their own way.
While that's happening, I think Joe's going to whisper to Mako, "You see, you've really got to show an interest, and you're going to get them on side. They're going to respect you for the rest of the journey. If you show an interest in the captain's ship, they're going to respect you for the entire time that you're on board. So that's why I always put an extra effort in at the beginning. So now he's going to respect me."
I'll take your word for it.
The captain, after having the brief back and forth with Kitasha and Orcish, will turn back to you in common. I know much about my dear ship here. You could learn much while you're aboard. If you'd like, you could even help us out with our sails.
I'd be very curious about that. Yes, I'd be happy to learn about sailing.
He'll let out another uproarious laugh and wave you on. Come, we are set to leave very shortly.
All
I'll
right.
make sure that we have some accommodations made for you all.
Thank you.
He will
Yeah.
begin to walk up the Man, my brain is
A
fried.
plane?
Yeah. I'm sorry, guys. I am, like, slowly losing it right now.
You're
This
good.
is fine. Yeah. As you walk onto this airship, especially for you, Kitasha, you're looking around, and it feels like it should be familiar to you. It really feels like this should feel natural because it's a ship. You like sailing, you like being on boats on the water, but it's just not quite right because the water is so far below you.
Yeah, it's like rocking wrong.
Yeah, and you guys can watch as the last bit of the cargo is loaded up and carried below deck. And as you reach onto the reach up, get yourself situated up on the. I am really sorry, guys. I am like every word I'm thinking of is dying in my brain the second I go to say it.
I think it's tiefling is the word you're looking for.
You're on the boat. You're
Okay.
on the boat. You're looking out at the sky as it begins to make its final, preparations to ascend. As you're looking out, the man that you assumed to be the first mate approaches you. And saddle up to you guys. I see we've got some new crewmates on board, eh?
Hmm?
The name's Brent. I am the first mate on this ship.
Good to meet you.
If I could have your name so I know who we're taking with us to Ilium.
I'm Joe.
I'm Mako.
Joe Topaz. Okay, sure.
Kitasha will roll her eyes. Joe Topaz, Mako. I am Kitasha. And this is Motaji.
Very good to meet you. All right. I've already got it set that below deck we've got a couple of quarters set up for you four so that you should have a comfortable journey. We should be able to reach Ilium in about 4 days. We've got just in our barracks, we've got a nice set of rooms set up for you guys, as well as we usually have the mess hall down below that you can have some nice amounts of food with us. It's nothing fancy, but it'll keep you fed. And we should have pretty smooth sailing here. We're about to embark, so I would suggest holding on, because at first it can feel a little bit rocky if you're not used to air travel.
Thank you.
Good to know.
I'm sure we'll get our air legs soon enough.
He'll nod to you and then kind of stiffly turn and start making his way back up towards the, back to where he was as he begins barking out orders once more. As your DM has a stroke over here, whatever is happening.
This isn't an in-character thing I want to say, but it's kind of crazy because I'm just like, oh wow, what a cool fantasy form of travel. It would be crazy if that ever existed in real life. Just like a giant balloon strapped to like a small deck, and it's just kind of like, no, they existed. It's just kind of wild that really existed, and that they're very cool. So, yeah, yeah, that's my Elliot thoughts.
Ba-da-da-da-ba-ba.
Next time on Elliot Thoughts.
It just feels like a
Boats,
fantasy thing.
how
You
do
know what
they
I mean?
work?
Like, well, yeah, like it doesn't feel real. It's like, oh yeah, we just inflate it with a bunch of like hydrogen or helium or whatever. And then we hope it doesn't set on fire.
Hmm. Who could have thunk?
Who could have foreseen this?
What
I think
prophecies foretold this?
Joe will definitely be interacting with as many staff, like, maybe staring at machinery, walking around the ship, just to kind of somewhat excited, potentially losing the party along the way, but just, yeah, asking questions to
Yeah,
random crew members.
of course. Is there some form of charisma check?
There could be. We all know that Joe is actually not very charismatic, so this could go wrong. I don't know, did you want like a, I don't know, persuasion or a, I don't know, performance?
Give me persuasion to try and persuade the crew to stop what they're doing briefly to indulge
Okay.
you in your questions.
Yeah, I like that. Okay. Bear with me, D&D Beyond's frozen. All right, here we go. Persuasion. That is a 9.
You convince some of them. There's
Okay.
other ones that briefly give you a look and grunt that they are quite busy at the moment, and maybe they can talk to you more once you've cast off.
Okay. All right, that's fine.
And
I'll take what I can get.
Yeah, Joe is able to immerse himself in more knowledge about how air travel works, and it's quite fun. And as you guys are getting ready, you can see the captain and first mate signaling that they are about to cast off. I would like dexterity saving throws from the party.
This can only go well. So a red hot 7 from me.
So Katasha falls off the boat.
That's a 13, but I get to add a thing, I think. Hold up. Yeah, I can add a D4 to it for lucky footwork. Alright, that brings it to a 14 total.
Motaji, just sturdy as ever, very calm, collected, has a hand lightly on the edge of the boat and barely moves as the ship casts off, and with quite a amazing amount of speed, begins traveling through the air. Mako has a brief moment of stumbling, but grabs onto this ledge, kind of how Motaji is, and kind of, okay, yeah, this is fine. Both Joe and Kitasha fall on their rumps. Kitasha with a loud thud. And Kitasha, you can hear the captain laughing uproariously at this. And you hear a brief call in Orcish. Ah, young cousin, you don't have your air legs yet. It's quite different from sea legs.
Like Katasha landed on her side, so all of the weight went right on her hip bone. So Katasha just kind of like, stop licking my computer. Katasha just kind of lays down flat for a bit and just says, "Yeah, I'm used to flying by myself."
Yeah, Naveen continues to laugh at this as you guys begin to embark on your journey. You will have 4 days of air travel. What would you like to do in this time in between your original ascent and before you reach Ilium?
Uh,
I think. Oh, sorry, go on.
I said, Mako's going to periodically try and use the neural enhancers to try and figure out if their current path is getting them closer or not. Um, um, I'm thinking maybe if we travel enough, we can like triangulate where they might be. I don't know.
No, I get you. Hold on really quick, because I have to pull up the map again. So I can confirm and allow you to know on this. Where did I save it? It's here somewhere.
Yeah, you do that. I'll open up all the orc culture document to see if there's any fun pastimes I listed in here.
Um, hey David, you got the map?
Yeah.
If you could repost that for me, I'd appreciate.
Can do. Where is it?
And for you to kind of do this, I'm also going to basically, you won't get anything unless you're sleeping.
All right.
That's kind of just how it's been. So we'll make a roll for each night during your travels, and we'll see what Mako can get.
Where did I put it? Um, no. I have it. Where did it go? Oh.
so people know that throughout the journey, one of the many things that Motaji will do throughout the trip is you'll see her occasionally pull out what appears to be small bones, and she will begin carving them into beads.
That's cool. I think
Alright.
Joe definitely spend some time speaking to her, but David, do your thing first.
No, I have to re-export it. Let's see. So,
Yeah, if anyone had any questions for her, or if you guys just wanted to start a dialogue there, also while David is getting the map figured out.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I'd like to. You would just, I guess, maybe a mealtime, tea time, something like that. Joe would just sit down with her and say, so once you've arrived, are you planning on staying for a while in this grove, or will you be requiring an escort back as well?
Oh, the pilgrimage is more. I will stay there for a while.
Okay.
I just more wanted to make sure I had a way to get there. The guild said they would pay for my travels and such if I was able to give a small advance on the mission payment. Um, but the guild also does work a lot with the different religions of the lands and will often give us some help when we need it.
So I take it this is your first pilgrimage?
Yes, you usually only take one pilgrimage.
I see. I do not wish to sound ignorant. I just I don't know a ton about your faith.
Oh, it's quite alright. Um, yes, we usually go out, once you come of age, you travel out to seek knowledge and to um, spread the knowledge of Belhair and to mm, I can only think of a way to say this that sounds quite wrong, but to collect children. It's kind of taking in those who are in need.
Mm. Well, that doesn't sound too bad. Can Joe make a like a little religion check? Just to, I'm curious if he would know much about Belhair and what that represents.
Sure.
Let's see. It's a 9.
So there aren't a lot of people who follow Belhair. For a long time, it was simply known as the religion of the kobolds.
Mm.
It wasn't until about 100 or so years ago that it really became more of a known thing.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not really 100% sure. You think that the main groups that partake are usually kobold and now gnolls, but you're
Mm.
not super sure otherwise.
Okay. Um. All right. Yeah. Well. I hope this is everything you've potentially wanted it to be, and that you find everything you're looking for.
Mm. So do I. I'm honestly quite nervous. It's going to be interesting just to see the splendor of it. I've heard about the temple, but it'll be quite interesting. I do know, I hear you sometimes muttering amongst yourselves about other issues. I do know that they have an extensive library there now, so there might be stuff that would be helpful for your group as well.
Thank you very much. Yes. We are all missing people, and we're hoping to look for more information to track them down. So That would be really helpful. Thank you.
Of course, Belhair will light your way and lead you to those you have lost.
Perhaps.
Oh. Mako,
Mm-hmm.
you want to give me a wisdom saving throw real quick to go off of the information I now recall now that I have the map.
16.
Your dreams throughout the travels, you're getting farther away.
Mm.
This is definitely not closer to wherever Vitsika's trying to signal you from.
Okay.
From your recollection, the small town that was covered in the plagues where you had the clearest connection was to the other coastal region of the other coast across from Dragonrook is where you were reaching.
All right. The other coast across Dragonrook, you said?
Yes, let me just look at this really quick. Yeah, so you were, if you look on the map, and we can, I don't know if you want to do a cutaway really quick to the map and whatever we're doing video wise.
We'll
But
do a
yeah,
zoom in.
basically just the other side of the landmass from Dragonrook.
All right.
That was closer to Vritzika's signal.
Hey,
Let me go ahead and get my little pen and mark with green for that one. And then red
Yours,
for radiance. And is it more red as we're getting farther south?
as you're getting farther south, you're getting further and further away.
All right.
To the point that on the last night of your travels, it's almost like you can just barely hear a whisper of Vritzika.
All right. All right, we got 3 points of data. That's a start.
Look
So,
at you trying to figure out where people are.
Now here's a question. Was what I was getting in the Plague Town stronger than what I'm getting in Dragonrook?
Yes.
Right. That means Dragonrook is yellow. Interesting.
It's fine.
Hmm.
We're having a good old time.
Yep.
What would Kitasha like to do throughout this time on the airship?
I think Kitasha will spend time with Captain Naveen,
Mhm.
seeing if he has any news um, from Akamoros, if he's been there more recently, because it's been at least a couple years since Kitasha's been back home.
Yeah, he'll let you know that he has been there recently, within the last year or so. Not much has changed. There's been a couple of marriage ceremonies, but otherwise, the same old, same old. Some have died and have been pushed out to sea. Some have been born. Many more adopted. There's apparently 3 new youngsters that have been brought in that a certain someone had sent over. During this time, are you hiding the fact that your pendant is missing?
Uh, she's not stating that her pendant's missing, but it's not. showing on her.
Mhm.
And she'll, like, if he asks about it, she'll respond with honesty and stuff like that in Orcish.
Mhm.
Um, at least as much as she remembers.
Yeah, let's go ahead and we'll do that one. So, as he's finished kind of explaining, and he'll kind of look at you for a moment as into Orcish goes, "Your mark isn't there. Where's your adult crest? You're of age to have had one already."
And have one I did, but
It's
it,
gone now?
it is somewhere. It is currently being
Mm.
held by someone I did not give it to,
Mm.
if rumors are to be believed.
So a thief then.
Mm,
I take it not Orcish then.
no.
These people. No one bothers to learn about cultures and customs. They take from you your age. They take from you your rights as an adult when they take things like this. No wonder you haven't come back to the homeland yet. Bah. Who is it? Who do I need to shiv?
It has to be sneakier than that. It's, if the whispers on the wind are true, it's held by a Vespa wind.
Vispoin. Ah, I knew that one was shady. They come through with many imported goods. And often their paperwork looks fine enough, but they carry mischief in their faces. Cowards, the lot of them.
Yes. But they throw really nice parties. You should see the amount
Ah.
of ice figurines they have.
Mm. Yeah. Parties aren't my thing. Not
Oh, that's right,
out of
cousin.
home.
You're old now.
I still got some time left.
Ah, as do we all until we go sleep with the mushrooms. But
What a blissful time that will be. I hope
what
I get some good glowers.
what comfort that will be.
So you plan to get it back, yes?
I hope to get it back before more people notice.
Mm.
Luckily, you're the only orc we've run into.
You must not be traveling the air or sea much.
No, no. Can you believe they stuck us on a train? A
Ah,
train over the ocean. Couldn't even feel it in my bones.
metal contraptions that hide away the sun and the sky and the wind and the water. Damnable things they are.
Yeah. Comfy pillows, though.
Mm,
Mm.
I prefer my hay pillow. More support.
Uh, you keep proving that you're getting old. You need your support pillows. You don't like parties.
Ah, he'll lightly smack you up the head, but kind of laugh at you as you begin to just, you know, bicker back and forth lightly.
Mm-hmm.
And as we fade in slowly throughout the days, is there anything else people would like to do before we reach Ilium?
Mm. Definitely any training with Mako, as she and I discussed before, just a bit of practicing in case I ever find myself away from any weapons again. So just, hand to hands type stuff.
Sounds
I don't know if
good.
we want to roll for that or just narrate it.
Let's go ahead and have
I kind of want to see if Joe's getting any better.
yeah. Let's get some rolls.
It'd be like,
Are we going to make this like a skill check or more of like an attack roll type deal?
How about, you know what, this could be fun. Uh Mako and Joel, roll me initiative.
Oh, oh no.
Yeah. If Kitasha
7.
notices that they're doing this, she will pull out her thalar
Mm-hmm.
and we'll just do some like jazz flute solos.
We got some nice battle music going. The crew is kind of gathered around on their breaks to watch. Wow, wait, I just realized whose initiative rolls were which. I was
Mhm.
thinking
Yeah.
that was swapped.
Yeah.
All right, Joe, go ahead and try to get a hit on Mako. We're going for unarmed strikes.
That's all right. Oh wow. I got a 24. Dude, your training has been paying off.
Right.
All right, what does Joe do in order to hit Mako?
I feel like Mako probably allows this to happen, potentially. Depending how long they've been training. But I feel like it's a would Mako be the type to sort of do like just straight up hand to hand like hit me as fully as real as possible, or would it be more like holding up two of the like the spongy pad things that you're meant to punch, and would it be more like that type of deal?
I think Mako would be more of like simulate real combat as closely as possible.
Okay. In that case, yeah, I guess maybe we're sparring like kind of dodging and weaving. It's like probably a bit slower than an actual fight for Joe's sake, but and I imagine like yeah, as we're backing and forthing and trying to sort of let you're throwing very nice slow punches for me that I can kind of block out the way, and then I think Joe returns probably one that's slightly too hard, just socking you in the jaw probably.
This feels very much like the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight.
Oh no! Oh no!
Let's see.
Okay, Joe, roll damage.
Oh,
I think it's just 3. It's just
yeah,
it's just my
just
strength
3.
plus 1. So yeah, you take 3 damage. Joe's immediately very apologetic, like I'm so sorry. Oh no, that was an actual hit.
All right.
I didn't mean to hit you that hard.
No, this is good.
You're gonna return. You're returning the favor.
Let's see. Does a 14 hit?
I'm afraid not, unless I took off all my armor. So that potentially would like catch my body, but like you just hit like metal plate basically.
This is good signs that Joe's improving.
All right.
All right, hit me again.
Again? All right. That's more like it. That's a 7.
Got overconfident.
Joe, confident from his last hit, tries to strike wide and just goes right over Mako's head.
Oh, okay.
And then Mako, I assume a 19 hits.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
All right. I think yeah, you go over Mako's head, and then Mako just trips you.
Oh, perfect. How much damage does that do?
6.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, Joe's like winded on the floor, like oh, yep, yep. Sorry, I got a bit cocky there for a second. Struggle back to my feet.
Yes, you get quite a laughter out of the crowd, including the captain, as Mako, who's quite a bit smaller than you, manages to just yeet you off your feet onto the ground.
It's funny going from playing a monk in the other campaign to to like trying to train this character to be a monk and failing miserably.
Also, the thing no one expected from my campaign, PvP. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Get in here, Katasha.
Just pauses the jazz solo. Are you sure?
I mean, if you want to, I feel like we know you're scary with spells, but I don't know if you're scary with your fists.
Uh,
You
That
could put.
sounded like a challenge to me, lass.
Wait, you're right. You could throw one punch for each of us, one for me and one for Mako, and see which one connects.
Ba. You know what? We'll Kitasha will put away her Thalar and will enter the fray, I guess.
Woo! Kitasha coming in with a sneak attack.
It's Katasha with the steel chair.
Yeah, a 12 doesn't hit anybody.
If I don't have my armor on, it will hit me.
Okay, so I guess she hits Mako then. And I think it's only 1 damage. Yep, it's only 1 damage. But as a bonus action. uh
Oh no.
I'm gonna use Storm Guide. I'm assuming it's windy up here.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna use a bonus action to change the direction of the wind in a 100-foot radius or centered around me. So I'm gonna push Mako away from me.
Also, you like punch hard enough to like send her like skidding backwards, basically
I
using the
punch
wind.
hard enough. I do
Yeah,
1
okay.
damage,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it
yeah.
looks
But it
way
looks
more
like it, yeah.
cooler.
Joe, seeing this, immediately starts backing up and saying, "Actually, no. This is we don't need to. This is a good point to call it. I reckon we call it a draw from here."
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And Kitash will hold out her hand to Joe.
You'll take it very slowly, expecting to be punched any moment.
Well, he won't be punched, but we're gonna do shock and grasp.
Oh no! Is this like a classic
Does a
like
does
cartoon
a
like
20 hit?
it does, yeah. It's like this was it like seeing his skeleton as you like he's like fully picked up, hair standing on end kind of deal.
Hey, yeah, that's 8 lightning damage.
uh yeah, Joe's gonna need a long rest tonight.
It's all non-lethal. It's fine.
Fine.
Yeah, um yeah, Joe is crackling with like static electricity for a while.
Your charge, who's been watching this the whole time, is giggling in the corner as she watches this all go down.
Mhm. And Kitasha will do like big arms wide turn around and bow to the crew.
There is uproarious applause.
That's awesome. All
Yeah,
right.
the wind has since gone back to normal. Mako, are you okay?
I'm okay.
Okay. Just making sure.
All right. The next time we have drinks, they're on me.
Why would we pour drinks on you? They're supposed to be drank.
Um, it's a new Dragon Rook thing.
Okay.
And with that, unless there is anything else anyone would like to do, we will begin our descent into Ilium.
Awesome.
And as you break through the cloud cover, you're immediately shown it's a small kind of like rural forest village. It's bustling with some tourism. You can see that there is a train that leads into the town. There seems to be some form of museum sort of situation. But this is not what catches your eye. What catches your eye is the giant encircling hedge of interweaving vines and plants that is along the outskirts of the town, creating a circle of what you must imagine to be the grove. It is within the couple 100 yards into the forest that surrounds the town, and it is large and outstretching. Probably. Did we say that the grove was a mile in diameter? How big did we
I
say
think
the
it
grove
was. It was. I want to say it was about that. It was pretty small. I mean, it was large enough for 12 people.
Yeah. Yeah, the 12, mile to 2 mile diameter circle of vines interweaving into a large hedge wall that surrounds what you believe to be the grove, as you slowly come to dock in the city of Ilium. And that
Awesome.
is where we will end for the night.